Hello, this presentation is one of a series of nuggets mined from Polk County history. It is brought to you by the Polk County Historical Society. These short historical vignettes are prepared from material in the Society's library, which is housed at the Polk County Museum, which is on the south side of the Polk County Fairgrounds. Our presenter is Polk County historian, author, and longtime Historical Society member, Scott MacArthur.
The coming of electric power here in Polk County was an exciting event, and it changed life for all concerned. Now, Dallas was the first to get an electric power system. It was powered by a water power from the mill race, and that was back in 1889. The independent system, which got its power from a steam plant in one of the mills, started business in November of 1889. Monmouth didn't have any streams, didn't have any steam power plant, and it's got its first electricity from Independence Light Company in 1900. Prior to that time, the only lights in the public streets were kerosene lamps, except in Monmouth where they were fueled by gasoline. The lights, the street lights in Monmouth and Independence were lit each night, except for part of the summer when the sun set late, and they were turned off again at a reasonable hour by the town marshal. He didn't have anything else to do, and that was one of his jobs. The cities saw no sense in spending any money to keep the lights going after reasonable people should have been in bed. And in Monmouth, the city council ordered the lights lit until midnight for 3 nights at the end of the normal school year and at the time of commencement. The absence of street lamps affected the social life of the communities. Starting with the first meeting in September of 1859, the Masonic Lodge at Independence held its meetings monthly on the Saturday night nearest the full moon. Similar meeting schedules were observed by Masonic lodges and other fraternal organizations in rural Oregon communities elsewhere. No, there wasn't anything mystic about it. There was a practical reason for choosing the meeting night. Saturday was the night off for most men. You remember that before the Civil War, most adult males in Polk County were farmers. Those who were not worked at least a 6-day work week. Saturday was the only night of the week not generally followed by an early morning get-up call. So the average Oregonian got to sleep in on Sunday until it was time to get up and milk the cow and scurry off to church. So Saturday night was the time to go to town, do some shopping, go to a meeting, get home for a good night's sleep before Sunday morning. So why meet the night nearest the full moon? Well, because roads were poor. There were no real street lights or headlights in the early days. Moonlight was the best light that could be found. Roads were dirt in the summer, mud much the rest of the year, and sidewalks, if they existed, were built of boards and a risk to walk on even at high noon. Afoot, our best light was a kerosene lantern. And when street lights did come, they were not really that effective. People easily got used to the electric street lights once they were installed. And in Independence, the light company moved its generating plant into a new building several weeks after the original system was put into operation. The electric service was turned off. Independence pedestrians who'd gotten used to the luxury of being able to see where they were walking at night didn't handle darkness that well. Several complained that they tripped and fell in the darkness, and the town council ordered the marshal to light up the kerosene lamps again until they got the electric system back in operation. Another problem with the early power system was in the early days they used what was called direct current. Power was highest near the generator, but power was reduced the further you got from the generator. At the other edge of town, it trickled down to kind of a mere glow at night. Monmouth established its own municipal power system under the Federal Rural Electrification Act in December of 1940. City power was cheaper than that then provided to the town by Mountain States Power Company. Mountain States withdrew from Monmouth finally in 1950 when the State System of Higher Education terminated its contract with Mountain States and started buying its electricity from the city. Some rural areas didn't get power service until the rural electric cooperatives were put into effect under the federal auspices in the late 1930s.